Okay, we're going to get started. Ready, Mike? Okay, good evening. It's 6:30 p.m. on Monday, March 23rd, 2026. I'd like to call to order the Village of Brookfield Board meeting. Would everyone please join me in a pledge of allegiance to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mike, we have a roll call, please.
Yep. Trustee Ketchmark.
Here.
Trustee Whitehead.
Here.
Trustee Hendricks.
Here.
Trustee Narimatsu.
Here.
Trustee Gilhooley.
Here.
Trustee Kaluzny.
Here.
President Garvey.
Here. Thank you, Mike. We have one item under appointments and presentations. At this point, I'd entertain a motion to reappoint Mark Duffek to the Fire Pension Board for a term that would expire on April 24th, 2029.
So moved.
Second.
Motion was made by Trustee Ketchmark, second by Trustee Gilhooley. Mark has served the village in many ways over the years, including the Fire Pension Board, and he did ask to be reappointed, and I'm happy to do that with the board's concurrence. Any questions or comments on the reappointment? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark.
Aye.
Trustee Whitehead.
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks.
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu.
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley.
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, I don't see Mark here unless, Eddie, did he send you to get sworn in for him or something? Yeah. That sounds like Mark's style. Thank you, Mark, for agreeing to be reappointed in your service to the Fire Pension Board. At this point in the meeting, I'm going to open it up to public comments. There'll be a chance for public comment again at the committee of the whole, but I'm going to start. Is there any public comment on this side of the room? Yes. Ma'am on the end? Yes. Yes. I'll work my way back. If you could just state your name for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Anna Alvarez Ludwick, Brookfield resident. I'd like to thank the board for bringing up the resolution regarding federal civil immigration enforcement to a vote. We hoped that when ICE ended Operation Midway Blitz, our neighbors would no longer live in fear. While the surge of agents were gone, ICE was still operating in our area. As rapid responders figured out how to best help their communities, ICE agents used their time throughout the country to learn about the organizations and change their tactics. What we heard coming out of Minnesota is that everything has changed in how ICE is implementing their enforcement. They're trying to blend in more with general public. They're no longer wearing camo. They're wearing regular clothing with whistles, sunglasses, hats, trying to blend in with the community. Their vehicles are staged to look like someone from the area, putting kids' toys on the seats, items on the dashboard. They're lurking near schools and bus stops. They are infiltrating community organizations, reaching out to provide assistance, even emailing school mailing lists. They are renting cars from local businesses, posing as service workers and delivery drivers to gain entry into homes. They are pretending to be Uber drivers and delivery drivers. All of this is an attempt to bait people into trusting them so they can be targeted. We cannot let them infiltrate our wonderful community. I am hopeful this resolution will help reinforce that we will not sit idly by while waiting for it to blow over. The Village of Brookfield stands with all its residents and visitors. I hope you will vote yes.
Thank you for your comments. Who else on this side? Sir, on the back, on the end? Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Adam Kedar. I'm a 11-year resident of Brookfield. I'm also a representative of Arise Chicago, an immigrant workers' rights organization. And I'm also speaking today just in support of a resolution to clarify Brookfield's proactive stance as regards the federal immigration enforcement. I understand that some might think that it's unnecessary, that it's enough to already have clarity on the Trust Act and the village's role. But to that, I would argue that we should not underestimate the importance of our local elected officials' actions in this extraordinary time. I think we can all agree that this is an extraordinary situation. And so I think it's important that should something happen, in the village, God forbid, that we would not be in a position to look back and say, well, we could have done more. I think this is a moment where we can do this as a very proactive step. I think we might also say that we're fortunate to have not seen, thankfully, much action against our residents here in Brookfield thus far. And to that, I would say also that given how extraordinary the situation has become, the future is not certain about the safety of our residents. I understand there are real limitations to what this body can do. We acknowledge those limitations and wouldn't be asking for anything that the board would not be in a position to do. I think that these actions are important that are being proposed, not just to clarify the position, but to also signal to the community, to embolden the community also to be able prepared to stand up for their rights, to support one another. I think it also sets up the village in a position like other villages have, that should there be further actions in our town, that we're better in a position to see justice in the future, to make sure illegal, unethical, dangerous behavior by the administration can be held to account by future administrations. So with that, I appreciate you taking the time, understanding the limitations that you have, but to carefully consider the full meaning of this possibility that is before you tonight. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for your comments. We're in, so I know a few people just walked in. We're in the public comment portion of the village board meeting. I'm just about to finish on this side. Is there anyone else on this side that wants to make any public comment at this time? Okay, hearing none, is there any public comment on this side? Is there someone raising, yep, it's really hard to see from up.
Good evening. President Garvey, members of the board, members of the village staff. My name is Kris Meyer. I live at 3733 Raymond Avenue, here in the village of Brookfield. And like my previous speakers, I'm here to speak to the proposed resolution 2026-R regarding the federal civil immigration activities and the use of village resources. Well, first I want to thank you for your serious consideration of this issue. It's not an easy topic to address, and your careful reflection is so much appreciated. For over a year, the frighteningly zealous people of ICE and Border Patrol have been in the news. This fiscal year alone, 28 people have died in the Department of Homeland Security custody. Many more have been seriously injured before or during detention. Constitutional rights of due process and judicial warrants are ignored. The Supreme Court has even given us a new verb, Kavanaugh, meaning anyone with an accent and/or brown skin can be detained with disregard to their citizenship. Unlike some of our suburban communities, Brookfield has been spared incursions by ICE. But Brookfield residents are still fearful of raids by ICE and Homeland Security, including the Border Patrol. You've seen the statistics, but I'll repeat them again. Over 20% of Brookfield residents are Hispanic or Latino heritage. 10% have been born outside the United States. 20% speak a language other than English in their home. Now, when my husband and I were house hunting 27 years ago, we chose to live in Brookfield because of the economic and racial diversity. Throughout the years, there's been a turnover in the homeowners in our neighborhood, surrounding blocks, and indeed throughout the village. In fact, where we were once part of the younger residents, we're the old guys on the block now. But one constant factor has been the racial diversity. Brookfield, while it is primarily white, also has a large number of African American, Hispanic residents, even some Southeast Asian and Native American residents. Brookfield, we count among our friends here in Brookfield several families whose members are of Hispanic descent. And I shudder to think what would happen if Homeland Security decided to raid Brookfield. Our friends, our neighbors, and my family could be potential targets of enforced violations and violence by Homeland Security officers who only notice skin color and accent. Resolution 2026-R supplements the Trust Act, and it states the position of village government in regard to use of village resources and property, and these limits are important. The resolution's second paragraph, I think, is truly important because it states that the public policy of the village is to maintain a community that treats all persons with dignity and respect. This is a statement not only of policy, but also of values. Again, I ask you to please pass Resolution 2026-R. Its passage will help provide a sense of safety and reassurance to all who live, work, and visit Brookfield. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Any other comment, public comment on this side? Yes.
Hello. Thank you for taking my comment. My name's Amy Kuykendall, a resident of Brookfield for the last 12 years. I didn't expect to make a comment, but I think there's one piece of this immigration policy worthy of attention because I think it affects everyone. Regardless of skin color, it's related to data. I work in a profession related to consulting large law firms. And I don't think there's enough that we're doing in the United States related to securing our data and the policies we're making related to who we are, what we stand for, and everything about our identities. I don't know that if I've ever been targeted, but maybe there's something in relation to who I am in Brookfield that would instigate somebody else as being at fault or imprisoned or detained. So I think security of our data and who you're related to is worthy to take note. If that data is in the wrong hands for the wrong reasons, I feel like that's very dangerous. But if we have something in place to secure that data, to share only and when it's necessary and in the act of doing good for the security of all of our neighbors, I think it's worth taking into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else on this side? I know someone just walked in back here. We're public comment. Anyone else have any public comment at this time? Okay. Hearing no further public comment, we're going to move on to reports of special committees, please. Trustee Narimatsu?
Yes, thank you. Let's get this on. I'd like to make a motion to approve the corporate warrant dated March 23rd, 2026, in the amount of $1,323,514.02.
Second.
The motion was made by Trustee Narimatsu, second by Trustee Kaluzny. Are there any highlights or anything you want to point out?
I don't have my notes in front of me and my emails down, but there's a little over $200,000 in infrastructure payments for this period, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Do any board members have any questions or comments related to the warrant? Okay, hearing none, roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark.
Aye.
Trustee Whitehead.
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks.
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu.
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley.
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny.
Aye.
Motion passes.
With respect to Public Works, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our Public Works Department for working late into the night after the March 10th storm. I think they were out until 1:30 in the morning, just conducting clearing out storm sewers and cleaning up debris. And they also responded to a lot of requests in the days after to assess sewers and trim trees and cleaning up more debris. So thank you to them. There's also they're conducting a sign survey to assess the conditions and need for repair of signs in a certain section of the village. And then they're also conducting a village-wide leak detection in the next few weeks for the water mains. As always, you can contact C-Click-Fix on the village's website to address any of your public works needs. And that ends my report.
Thank you. And just a reminder, April 1st, the street sweeping and parking regulations go into effect. April 1st is coming up real quick. I forget what day of the week it is, but starting April 1st, the street sweeping regulations will be in place. So there's one day a week that your side of the street will be restricted. That's Wednesday, April 1st. And I'm sure we'll do an email blast and a social media post, but please help Public Works by moving your cars and leaving them the whole day so they can get by. Even if the street sweeper doesn't come by that particular day, they have a large village to cover, so please help them out. They do a great job when people comply. So Trustee Gilhooley, Chamber of Commerce.
Okay, just one announcement. We had the Dancing with the Chamber event, similar to Dancing with the Stars, but for our local business and community celebrities. That was Saturday night. Thank you to everyone who was able to attend from the board as well. I want to just give a shout out to each of the dancers and give their business that they represented some recognition here. We had Chris Camacho from 4 Star Coffee, which is at the Brookfield Shops. Stephen Langworthy from Edward Jones. Jim Franco, who's a counselor at RB High School. John Bahoon, who's with Strand Theater, soon to come locally here in Brookfield, and he also works at the Brookfield Zoo. Ann Clark, administrator for the Brookfield Chamber of Commerce. Gina Shernow, representing the Brookfield Farmers Market. Linda Dumas from Share Food, Share Love Food Pantry. And Peter Janunas from Gears to You. Barb Garvey, Brookfield Village volunteer and extraordinaire, resident extraordinaire, and Anthony Martinez from the Social Play. So 10 amazing dancers danced with their professional dance partners and instructors from Sway Dance Chicago, which is owned by Brookfield resident Teresa Swanson, who orchestrated pretty much the entire event and all of the dancers. And Teresa, we are so happy to say, now has a location here in Brookfield, right on Broadway, just a couple of doors down from Leo's on the corner there at 8 Corners. So if you want to give some dance lessons a try, she's got things very close by here. I highly recommend it. So shout out to all the dancers and Teresa and all of the local community sponsors that really helped make this a fantastic event, and to RB High School for hosting on the stage there in the theater. And so the winner of the contest was Lenny Dumas from Share Food, Share Love Food Pantry. She did amazing rendition of Bandstand Boogie, so a classic jitterbug, and she looked fantastic, did just a flawless performance. So it was a really fun night. To shout out to everyone. It was a very difficult decision, a lot of amazing dancers, and a lot of fun. The Brookfield Chamber of Commerce next meets on April 13th, and we'll have more update after that.
Thank you. And it was a tremendous event. And my wife, Barb, has done a lot of public service over the year, but this might have been her greatest act of public service. She prevented me from dancing up there, which was a great, very proud of her. She did a great job. Trustee Gilhooley did an outstanding job as judge. Judging these contests is very, very difficult. I know you guys put a lot of thought into it and a lot of time, but that's why the board members all know that I always avoid judging contests like the Halloween costume contest and these things because it's very difficult to do.
It's a little stressful. Dr. Freitas was the other judge and Teresa, so we had a great time. But honestly, shout out to all the community members that came out. The place was nicely packed, and there's so much. If you haven't been before, highly recommend it. It's a very animated audience.
Yes.
Lots of posters and pictures, and they encourage you to shout out how you feel about the dance. So hope anybody that missed it gets to come next time.
Great. Thank you, Trustee Gilhooley. Thank you to Chamber of Commerce. Trustee Hendricks, Planning and Zoning and Library.
Planning and Zoning Commission's been working hard on the zoning code update. They met last Thursday, and they are going to meet again this Thursday. Plugging right along. Anybody who's interested is welcome to join in and come out for those workshops. They are a laugh a minute. That's my report.
Thank you, Trustee Hendricks. Trustee Ketchmark.
The Economic Development Commission met last Wednesday, several topics. There was somewhat of a review of the expenses and revenues brought in for the Brookfield shops. There was a copy of that included in the status and information report last Wednesday. There was also a discussion presentation by staff on updates to our 3-year economic development plan. I believe that'll be something coming forward to this board in the near future. And the staff also reported on the French market program. They're looking to, I guess it wouldn't be hire a firm. We're looking to, a firm would basically run the event, and they would get the revenue from running the event. They are looking at doing this on a Wednesday evening instead of the Friday evening. I think there will be some further discussion on that, and hopefully that's something coming to this board in the future. And the next meeting would be the third Wednesday of May. They meet every other month now. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Ketchmark. Trustee Whitehead, Parks and Recreation.
The Parks and Rec Commission met on Tuesday, March 17th. The commission heard from a leader from the Brookfield Aging Well team. I think I saw Vicki in the back there. Thanks for her consistent public participation. So the commission talked about the Aging Well team's program offerings and brainstormed ways the group can strengthen their partnership with the village. We also heard from a board member from AYSO 300 about the local soccer club's field needs and plans for the upcoming season. Construction update at Ellert Park Field 1. So this is the main field that the RB baseball team uses in the center of Ellert Park. Construction continues on phase 1 of that project, which includes new dugouts and drainage. Per our general contractor, the estimated date for completion is tomorrow, Tuesday, March 24th. There's a bit of a delay due to the bad weather last week. Non-resident registration for summer camp opened this morning. Resident registration opened earlier this month, and several camps are nearly full. We have nearly 300 campers per week enrolled across all of our camps, which is really exciting. And if you or someone you know still looking to sign up, have them jump on that soon. The Bunny Brunch Bonanza is scheduled for this Saturday morning, March 28th. There are 2 sessions, one at 9:30, one at 11. Brunch will be served in the rec hall, and there will be an egg hunt at Kiwanis Park, weather permitting. Over 150 people are registered, and I've told our max capacity is 160. As of noon, there was 7 spots left. So if you're looking to get involved in the Bunny Brunch, jump on it like right now. Like take your phone out and enroll, because we are very close to filling up. Finally, thanks to everyone who supported the Brookfield Parks and Recreation Foundation at our annual fundraiser at Joe's. Earlier this month, we had more than 100 people turn out. The room was packed. We raised more than $6,500 towards providing financial assistance to Brookfield families enrolling in parks programs. I know many of our largest consistent supporters year to year are in this room right now, so we couldn't say thank you enough. It's been really exciting to see how much the foundation has grown and how we're in stronger position to support families in need all across Brookfield. So a really fun night, some great 90s music, some great 90s costumes. Thanks to everybody who supported that event. Stay tuned for information about our upcoming pickleball tournament this June. And then, of course, duck sales will kick off at the Brookfield Farmers Market for our annual duck race, which will take place in September. The commission next meets on Tuesday, April 21st at 6:30 p.m. here at Village Hall.
Thank you, Trustee Whitehead. Trustee Kaluzny, Conservation, Beautification.
Yes, the Conservation Commission has not met since our last meeting, but they have been working behind the scenes with staff on coordinating, hopefully, a compost distribution day. Not the kind of compost that smells bad, but the kind that you like for your garden. So hopefully we'll look forward to that, and we'll hear more from them in the future on that. They meet tomorrow at 6 p.m. here at Village Hall if you are interested in joining us. And the Beautification Commission has also not met since our last meeting, but they are working hard on coordinating Project Nice, which will be on May 16th, if you want to mark your calendars for 8:30 a.m. on May 16th. That Sign Up Genius to pick your spot and help out that day will be coming soon. Their next meeting is this Wednesday, March 25th at 6:30 p.m. here at Village Hall, and you can join that one as well. That ends my report.
Thank you, Trustee Kaluzny. The Solid Waste Agency, the WCMC, have not met since our last meeting. We continue to monitor development and legislation in Springfield affecting local governments. The Legislative Committee of the WCMC is working to advocate for us and all the other municipalities as Springfield continues to try and limit our share of funds that we are legally entitled to, as well as taking away certain controls of zoning and other property matters. So this is the reason we belong to organizations like the WCMC and the Council of Mayors to try and advocate together as a group, and we'll continue to do that to look out for the best interests of the village. So Brookfield Zoo, it's going to be a big, busy spring and summer at Brookfield Zoo. A lot of big events. They always coordinate very well with our police department, and we try and minimize the traffic impact. I wanted to shout out Brookfield Zoo for opening up the parking lot. Saturday was a very busy day at the zoo, and then the Dancing with the Chamber event was at the high school, and the lot was originally closed as people were closing down, but we were able to get a hold of staff at the zoo, and they opened up the lot, which made a difference, because there was a huge crowd there, and it made a big difference. So thank you to Brookfield Zoo for opening that parking lot for RB and the Chamber's use that night. I texted Jennifer Bader to say thank you for that. So, okay, that ends the reports of special committees. So at this point, I would entertain a motion to pass the omnibus agenda.
So moved.
Second.
The motion to pass the omnibus agenda was made by trustee Kaluzny, second by trustee Whitehead. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Whitehead?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We have one item under regular business. At this point, I would entertain a motion to approve a resolution regarding federal civil immigration enforcement activities and the use of village resources.
So moved.
Second.
The motion was made by trustee Whitehead, second by trustee Hendricks. Any questions or comments from the board on the resolution?
Yeah, this is an issue we've heard about frequently from residents, not just here tonight, but for weeks and months. So I just wanted to acknowledge the hard work and collaboration that brought us here. The way the Trump administration has approached civil immigration enforcement is unprecedented, as some of our commenters have pointed out. And I'm grateful we've come together as a community with an appropriate response. Police Chief Caravella and all of our officers have been proactive in reviewing and updating department policies and ensuring they're complying with applicable state and federal law. Chief Caravella also contributed valuable feedback on this resolution, as did Village Manager Tim Weiberg. At the request of the board, Village Attorney Adam Durkin worked closely with board members to review similar ordinances from other villages, and he helped us develop an approach that I'm confident is appropriate for Brookfield. Finally, and I think most importantly, I want to thank all the residents who took the time to write us and provide public comments at meetings like this. I know many people approach me and other board members to talk about this issue in the community. It's inspiring for me to hear from so many thoughtful and compassionate residents who want to make sure we're doing everything we can to protect our most vulnerable neighbors. As the resolution states, we all must continue to work together to build and maintain a community that treats all persons with respect and dignity. I believe everyone who lives, works, and visits Brookfield deserves to feel safe and supported, and I'm confident this resolution will keep us on the right path.
Thank you, trustee Whitehead. Any other questions or comments from the board?
I can't follow that. I just want to thank trustee Whitehead for his leadership on this issue and for working with the village to make it happen. Thank you.
Any other comments from the board? Okay, I also want to thank trustee Whitehead and all the other trustees. I mean, this was and I echo trustee Whitehead's comments about the public outreach. We did receive a lot of emails, phone calls, public contacts, speaking at village board meetings, and I know I speak on behalf of the board when we appreciate when we get that kind of input, so, and all the staff members that work to piece together this resolution, so thank you. With that being said, we have a motion, a second. We have a roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark?
Aye.
Trustee Whitehead?
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks?
Aye.
Trustee Narimatsu?
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley?
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny?
Aye.
President Garvey?
I'd like to vote on this also. Aye. Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you for everybody involved. Okay, that ends the items we have under regular business. Tim, do you have anything in the manager's report?
Yes, thank you. Just one item, President Garvey. It's second day of spring. Like the rains that comes construction in the village of Brookfield. So our first major capital project has already started on Maple Avenue from 31st Street to Washington. We are moving a water main from the east side of the street to the west side of the street. That's the work that's going on right now. We will maintain two-way traffic in both directions through the duration of the project, and once they're done, the roadway work will begin. And so we did that, the lead lines last year, 2 years ago. So Hancock worked with village staff to be proactive to get all the disruptive work done first, so we don't have to open up a brand new roadway to place water lines or mains. So that work is ongoing and going per schedule.
Thank you, Tim. And it is going to be another busy construction season, and we do realize there's inconvenience. We try to communicate as much as we can in advance in their signage. Just please plan the trips accordingly and allow for extra time, and please respect the workers out there and the signs and the detours, and please don't use side streets as thoroughfares and speed down there. We have those areas, everywhere in the village is somewhere along a school route and other routes, so just we haven't found a way yet to make these major improvements without closing streets and having inconvenience, but please just encourage all the drivers in your family to just show a little bit extra patience and allow extra time on their travel, and we'll get through this, so thank you. Okay, that ends the items we have on the village board agenda, so at 6:59 PM, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn the village board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
The motion to adjourn was made by trustee Gilhooley, second by trustee Narimatsu. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ketchmark. Trustee Whitehead.
Aye.
Trustee Hendricks. Trustee Narimatsu.
Aye.
Trustee Gilhooley.
Aye.
Trustee Kaluzny.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay, the village board meeting's adjourned at 7 PM. We're going to go into the committee of the whole meeting in just a few moments. Thank you.